Then we got Kelvin Gastelum taking on Chris Curtis. And Kelvin Gastelum is one of the biggest wastes of talent in UFC history. He has all the abilities to be champion and none of the work ethic. He has a troubling 1-5 in his last 6, but the losses were mostly short notice, and they were to Jared Cannonier, Robert Whittaker, Jack Hermanson, Darren Till before he was an alcoholic, and Israel Adesanya. Skill-wise, Gastelum is a very good wrestler. He's got power in his hands. He has an incredible chin, and he's just never out of a fight. He is undersized for this division because he just seems to have stopped caring about his career a few years ago, but he's still a gamer inside the cage, and he doesn't just full-on quit. So he's not like a quitter in the cage, but he just doesn't seem to be putting in the work before he steps into the cage. And he's taking on Chris Curtis. Chris is a clean boxer, pretty good takedown defense, and an improving takedown offense. He's got solid power in his hands, and it just comes from clean, short punches, which just catches people. He works in nice leg kicks. He's going to touch up the body as well. He takes his time with his shots, but is always moving his body to stay out of the way or to set something up offensively. He's coming off that bounce-back win over Joaquin Buckley, where he was out-volumed in the striking, but he found that knockout midway through the second round. And if you were going to tell me that Kelvin Gastelum, who fought Izzy, is the Kelvin Gastelum who's going to show up in this fight, then I would refinance my house and I would throw it all on Kevin. But we haven't seen that guy, the guy that went to war with Israel Adesanya, or anything that looks like that guy in probably 4 years. And like every other Kelvin breakdown that we do, we're going to talk about him being the more talented guy, him having all the tools, all the ways to win, but then he just doesn't win. And I don't think this is any different. I think Chris Curtis is going to get this done. Kelvin did look okay in his fight against Jared Cannonier, but he was also dropped, and his chin could be fading. He's only 31, but his chin has taken a lot of damage. It is not Drew Dober legendary, but this dude has taken some absolute shots. Was dropped in that Cannonier fight. That could be fading, and if it is, Chris Curtis is going to find out. So Chris Curtis is going to be the pick here. The one and only thing concerning me was that loss to Jack Hermanson, but if we go back in time, that was a short notice fight on the other side of the world after a 3-round fight. Chris had no business taking that. I do have a half a unit money line on Chris Curtis. I got him at minus 140. The odds are much better now. You're going to get better odds on Chris Curtis right now. I don't know why people are betting on Kelvin to close that gap, but they are. I've got Chris Curtis. We've got that bet on him. Premium members, you've seen that bet for a little while, and you're going to see a few more on there as well.